Good morning, my CES first graders. I am so happy to see you with me today. We are on day 4 of week 6 of our distance learning. Don't have very long, so we have today and then tomorrow I will be calling you guys to video chat with you and see how well you've done on all of these skills for this week. So let's go ahead and get started on them, and please listen carefully and learn these words, learn the high frequency words, learn the spelling words and the spelling patterns, and learn your vocabulary words so that when I call you tomorrow, you know them and you can easily make 100. Okay? All right, let's look at our magnificent high frequency words. We're going to say them, spell them, and then say them again. First one is put. Spell it with me. P-U-T. What's the word? Put. Next one is your. Spell it with me. Y-O-U-R. What's the word? Your. Next one is for. Spell it with me. F-O-U-R. What's the word? For. Next one is wish. Spell it for me. W-I-S-H. What's the word? Wish. Next one is boy. Spell it with me. B-O-Y. What's the word? Boy. Next one is thank. Spell it with me. T-H-A-N-K. What's the word? Thank. Next one is 5. Spell it with me. F-I-V-E. What's the word? 5. Next one is many. Spell it with me. M-A-N-Y. What's the word? Many. Say the word please. Spell it. P-L-E-A-S-E. What's the word? Please. Make sure you're practicing these because these are the last of the list 11. We have a couple of more that we'll do next week, but you need to be practicing list 1 through 5 on that link on my website, list 6 through 11 on that link on my website, and learn at least 80% of these words to be considered mastered and ready to go to 2nd grade. These are words that you're going to see a lot in all of your readings and writings, so please know them within 3 seconds. Really in a snap if you can. All right, looking at our spelling patterns for this week, our step right up spelling, we have the short E and we have the long E. We know that Jen's pet hen, when she pecks on the hen house deck, she says, eh, eh, eh. Green box, because that tells me it is a short vowel. And we know that the long E, capital E, lowercase e, title of it long E, when it has the yellow box, it is a long vowel, and long vowels do what? Say their name. Very good, okay? And we have looked at all of these different spelling patterns. Let's look one more time. E, come beginning, middle, or end, okay? There's nothing there, no consonant blank there, so it can come all 3 places. E, there's no consonant blank there, so again, it can come all 3 places, beginning, middle, or end. Blank, i.e. blank, can only come at the middle because of the consonant blank at the beginning, consonant blank at the end. E blank E can only come at the end because it's super E who jumps over a consonant building to make the E say its name. EA can come beginning, middle, or end because there's no consonant blank. Blank Y can only come at the end. When it's at the end of a 1-syllable word, long vowel I. However, this week it's going to be at the end of a 2 or more syllable word and say long vowel E, E. And then blank EY comes at the end, has a consonant in front of it, and it can come at the end of a 1, 2, or more syllable word and say long vowel E. So look at those spelling words again this week. All right, ready? First one for short E is, say it with me, bed. Spell it, B-E-D. What's the word? Bed. Next one is tell. Spell it with me, T-E-L-L. What's the word? Tell. Next one is best. Spell it with me, B-E-S-T. What's the word? Best. Next one is sell. Spell it for me, S-E-L-L. What's the word? Sell. Next one is melt. Spell it for me, M-E-L-T. What's the word? Melt. All of these have what in common? Short vowel E, eh, eh, eh. Remember, whenever you have those words that end in LL, SS, FF, ZZ, or are at the end of a syllable, if there's a short vowel in front of it, you have to double that consonant, okay? You only hear one, but you double it. Looking at the long E spellings, we have the first word is seat. Spell it for me. S-E-A-T. What's the word? Seat. Spelling pattern there is E-A that comes in the middle. Next one is bead. Spell it for me. B-E-A-D. What's the word? Bead. Spelling pattern is E-A that comes in the middle here. Next word is greet. Spell it for me. G-R-E-E-T. Spelling pattern here is E-E that comes in the middle. Next one is feet. Spell it for me. F-E-E-T. Spelling pattern here is E-E comes in the middle. And the last one is tree. Don't forget T-R, tr. And then E-E that comes at the end. Okay, know that E-A can come beginning, middle, or end, and E-E can also come beginning, middle, or end. Very good. We have a new story that has the same sounds, the short vowel E, as in Jen's pet hen, with the spellings E and blank, E-A blank, right? E can only come beginning or middle. Know this because you can never, ever, ever have a short vowel sound at the end of the word, okay? And then blank, E-A blank, I see can only come in the middle because there's a consonant blank at the beginning and a consonant blank at the end. Both of these say the short vowel E-A. We also have the long E. We did the spelling patterns for it, so we're going to be listening for some of those sounds in our story. I'll give you a few minutes to take yours out if you want to. It is Decodable Book 109. Oh my gracious, we are that far and getting very close to the very end. It is called A Family House. So if you have it in your packet, you can tear it out real quick and we'll go and read it through together. A Family House. It is by Ethan Cruz. What did he do? He wrote the story. He is called the author. Very good. It's illustrated by Renate Lawman. What did he do? He drew the pictures. He is called the illustrator. Okay? So hopefully you have your book by now. And we are going to turn it to the very first page, page 3. Remember my magic word. Put your finger under the first page, first word of page 3. Ready? Read. Dean, Mom, and the baby sat on a grassy hill. A tractor dug below. The tractor dug a deep hole. I'm hearing a bunch of those E sounds. Are you? I am too. Don't forget what we do at the end, so keep those in your mind. Page 4, first word. Put your finger under it. Ready? Read. The tractor piled dirt on the field's edge. That hole will be the basement, explained Mom. And trucks will haul that dirt away. The basement. It's going to be the basement. What do you think that this tractor and these trucks are doing with all of this dirt? What do you think they're making or building? A basement. A house. Yeah, it sounds like a house because I know that there's a basement in a house. And where does the basement usually come? Is it at the bottom or is it at the top? It's at the bottom. Very good. The basement's at the bottom. Attic is at the top. First word on page 5. Put your finger under it. Ready? Read. Dean was happy. This hole was the start of a new house. Our prediction was correct. It was his family's new house. He felt lucky. Again, I am hearing a bunch of those E sounds. So keep them all in mind. I bet he is feeling very lucky about getting a new house. Page 6, first word, put your finger under it. Ready? Read. A week later, Dean and Mom came back. The hole now had cement walls. On top, it had 4 steel beams. Page 7, first word, put your finger under it. Steel beams will hold up the house, said Mom. 3 weeks later, Dean was back. A team of 4 carpenters hammered. Is that starting to look like a house? Yeah, they're getting the walls up. They've got the foundation. They're getting the walls. It looks like it's starting to become a house. I don't see a roof quite yet. Let's keep going and see what happens. Page 8, first word. Ready? Read. The frame went up quickly. Dad also came to check the house. Dad pointed. You will sleep in a bedroom there. Oh, how exciting. He's getting to see where he's going to be sleeping in his new house. Page 9, first word, put your finger under it. Ready? Read. Dean liked seeing the team. He learned a lot. Dean took a deep breath. He liked smelling fresh wood. I heard that word fresh, one of our vocabulary words. If it's fresh wood, that means it's clean and unused. Yes, it's new. Page 10, first word, finger under it. Ready? Read. Several teams were in the house. Men put in pipes. Some pipes were for water. Some were for gas. Gas will heat the house. Page 11, first word, ready? Read. Electric wires were added. Wires were put in walls. It takes a lot of know-how to get the wires right. Did you know that you have wires behind your walls and they go to your light switches and to your power sockets, the electrical sockets? And that is what helps all of the things that you plug in or turn on. That's what helps it, is the electricity goes through those wires to those things, the sockets and the light switches, and turns them on. But they're actually hidden behind your walls. You can't see them. Page 12, first word. Ready? Read. A crew laid bricks. The bricks were red. The crew put each brick in by hand. It took skill and time. They actually use this cement called mortar, and they will put it in between the bricks and they'll lay them a certain way, and that mortar will hold the bricks together so that they won't ever fall or collapse. And it takes a lot of skill to be able to do something like that. So this is something that maybe this little boy might want to do one day. He's learning a lot from this experience, that's for sure. Page 13, first word, ready? Read. Weeks passed. Walls were plastered. Lights and switches were added. Painters came. Soon the house was almost ready. Did y'all know that? It takes usually months for a house to go up because there's so many steps that you have to do to get it to the very end. Page 4, first word, ready? Read. 4 trees were planted. Carpenters put a deck on the back of the house. We will eat there at times, said Mom. That sounds like fun, eating on the back deck. Page 15, first word, ready? Read. Finally, after weeks and weeks, the house was ready. A big van brought beds, dressers, desks, and tables. I heard a lot of short E words on that page. Page 16, first word, ready? Finger under it. Read. The family of 4 stood on the grassy hill. They looked at the new house below. We are so lucky, Dean said. And there they are looking at their brand new house from the same place they looked at the very beginning. So it took a long time, but look how beautiful it is at the beginning. And I know that they were so happy and felt so lucky. All right, so you are going to now reread it on your own, and you're going to circle, color, highlight, underline, whatever, all of the words that have the short E sound, with the spelling E and blank, E-A blank, and then all of them that have the long E sound with the E, the E-E, the blank I-E blank, the E blank E, the E-A, the blank Y, or the blank E-Y spellings. All right? Think about this before you do your comprehension. Where does the tractor pile dirt? Where does the tractor pile the dirt? I saw they dug a deep hole. Up, page 4. First word. Did y'all get it? The tractor piled dirt on the field's edge. There's the text evidence. Next one, what will heat the house? I remember hearing something about that. Let me see. What will heat the house? Have y'all beat me to it? Page 10, yep. Gas will heat the house. Text evidence there. What does it take for the crew to put each brick in by hand? I did read that. Each brick in by hand. I see where that says the crew put each brick in by hand. It says it took skill and time. Page 12. Very good. What do carpenters put on the back of the house? On the back of the house. I did read that too. Up, page 14. Carpenters put a what? Deck on the back of the house. Very good. So now, again, color, circle, highlight, underline all of the words that have the spellings for short E and long E, and then answer the next page that goes along with it, the comprehension story. Make sure you use your text evidence for it. All right, we are on our study guide for the next day and the last day. Page 121 through 127 we're going to read, and we have 2 questions. Fresh means blank. Okay, that's one of your vocabulary and the page number that it's found on. And then, what words did David write on his picture at home? What words did David write on his picture at home? I remember what he wrote on the one at school. Let's see what he's going to write on the one at home. All right, page 121 was just a picture, so we're going to go on to page 122. When he got home, David took off his boots and hung up his jacket. He found a pencil and a fresh piece of paper. David thought for a moment, then he made a drawing of the tree he had seen. Now, it's not on there, but we did hear that vocabulary word again, hung. What does it mean? Kept above the ground. Very good. There was also a sequence that David did here, an order of events. All right. Remember, first, next, then, and last is what we usually use. Let's see if we hear any of those key words and hear what happens in that order. When he got home, David took off his boots and hung up his jacket. So what did he do first? He took off his boots and next he hung up his jacket. He found a pencil and a fresh piece of paper. So what did he do then? Found a pencil and paper. David thought for a moment. Then he made a drawing of the tree he had seen. I heard that key word there. Then. Very good. And that is the last thing that he had done in that event. David's sister came over to the table. So do we have a new character here? Yes, somebody new in the story, his sister. Nice drawing, she said, but it needs something. David looked up. His sister smiled. So here we have a new character who or what the story is about, and it is his sister. It needs to hang on your wall. I think so too, said David. Then he wrote my drawing neatly on the bottom and hung the picture right above his head. So there was the word neatly. And we already did that one, which was to do something without making a mess. We had the word fresh. Fresh. Did we hear that? Fresh. Fresh piece of paper. Fresh meant clean and unused. So it's a brand new piece of paper. And that was on page 123. And then we also had the question, what words did David write on his picture at home? And if you look, what words did he write? It wasn't our class picture, it was my drawing. And he hung it on his wall. And that is on page 127. 127. All right. So let's talk real quick about the plot. That is the end of the story. Plot is the way the story evolves. You have the beginning, which is usually a problem, the middle, which is how the problem, one way the problem might have tried to be solved, and then the end is the actual resolution to the problem. So we talked about the beginning and what happened at the beginning. David decided to draw a picture of a tree that he had seen. In the middle, we talked about how all of his classmates were adding details and drawings to the picture. And then at the very end, what happened at the very end? What was the plot there? David, he drew another picture and he put it on his wall. He hung it on his wall and put my drawing. So he did one all by himself. All right, so now you can answer those two questions on your study guide. And I have a new story for AR. It is quiz number 42924. So you can go to Renaissance Place, type in quiz number 42924, and take this test on Mistletoe. Mistletoe. It is a 2.5 level worth 0.5 points. It's by Marjorie Palatini. What did she do? She drew the picture. She is called the author. It's illustrated by Henry Cole. What did he do? He drew the pictures. Very good. 'Twas the season, and Moose was merry. He joyfully tickled the ivories with a tune full of tidings and a flurry of fa-la-la-la-las. He was so full of ho-ho-hos, even his moustache had the holiday spirit. Sounds like he's getting into the season. But Moose was more than just a bit merry and bright. He was busy, busy, busy. There was a lot to be done on his list of to-dos, but with orderly organization, a bit of regimentation, lots of imagination, and just plain old Moose know-how, getting ready for the big day should have been simple. Easy, yes, in all probability, just perfectly perfect. Look at that long list of things for him to do. He wasted not one merry minute. Moose got moving and put some hustle into the holiday bustle. He went to work, he wrote cards and letters till his hooves hurt. Check. He shopped till he dropped. Check. What was it that he was doing until his hooves hurt? Wrote cards and letters, yes. He hauled home boxes and bags and presents galore. Moose had gifts for everyone stacked from ceiling to floor. Check, check, check. Then he rapped, yo, 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 and he ribboned, ho, ho, ho. And on each and every package, he tied a big, beautiful bow. Check and double check. So far, so simple, so easy, so perfectly perfect. Sounds like things are going great. Another look at the list and Moose headed for the kitchen. He pulled out the pots, pans, and bowls, sifted through stacks and racks of cookbooks. He whisked with his left, spooned with his right. Moose baked tons and tins of cookies. Check. Dozens of cakes, breads, and sweets. Check, check, check. He made jellies, sticky jams. Moose roasted a goose and some chestnuts. He toasted marshmallows and yams. Check, 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 triple check. Yes, yes, so simple, so easy, and but of course, so perfectly perfect. Wow, I'm impressed. He's getting a lot done. Decorations were up next on his list of things to do and get done. So Moose decked the halls, then spruced up the walls. He beaded, bowed, and mistletoed. He gathered garlands, roped wreaths and holly, jingled bells, sang noels. Oh, good golly, this Moose was jolly. Check, 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 check. Look at what all he's getting done. Last but not least, he hung up all the stockings, each and every one with special care. And just in time too, because soon Santa would be there. Check and final check. Yes, sirree, getting ready for Christmas was an absolute snap. And so simple, so easy. And if he did say so himself, Moose thought totally, utterly, completely perfect. What was it that he was thinking after he did all of these things? Simple, easily, perfectly perfect. Yep. On that night before Christmas, Mother, little sissy, Bucky, and Junior looked all through the house. What a job Moose had done. Everything looked bountiful, festive, quite fine indeed. There was just one minor problem, if you will. Oh dear, sighed the missus as the five stared at one empty corner. Oh my. Oh, me, oh, gee. Pop, what happened? Cried Junior. What did Mistletoe forget? You forgot the tree. So what was the little minor problem? He forgot the tree. Oh no, where was Santa going to put the presents? Oops. Where would they hang the tinsel, string the popcorn, light the lights? Where would Santa leave his gifts for the kiddies on Christmas Eve night? So Moose pulled on his galoshes and put on his hat. He would find a tree somewhere, somehow. And that's all there was to that. So out went the moose, braving blustering, blowing winds and cold, trudging through snowdrifts, courageous and bold. Bless his heart. He did all day long, worked, and now he's got to still go out and try to find a tree in the cold. Moose first hoofed it down to the corner. Not a tree to be had. Then he slid around the block. Uh-oh, things were looking bad. He went down every boulevard, street, and little road. He looked down lanes and alleys. Every tree had been sold. There wasn't a branch, not a twig, not even one lousy, bowless bough hanging around. Nope, nada, nothing, not a tree to be found. Look how bare and empty it all is. Not the first tree anywhere. What are they going to do? No tree, sighed a sad moose as he came home empty-handed that snowy eve. The kids tried to make the best of it. They said, "Oh, so who needs a tree?" But Moose could plainly see they were short on the glee. He knew he had to do something, and that's just what he did. In the empty corner he stood and spread his arms out very wide. Then he smiled at his children, and he winked at his bride. "Kids," he declared, "fetch your forgetful pop some of that tried and true family glop." What do you think he's going to do? I think so too. So back came the kids carrying a big pot of glue. And without a word to one another, they knew just what to do. They each took a part, grabbing strands, taking hold, then carefully, oh so carefully, they glopped, and they plopped, they pasted, and they pressed. They curled and twirled every which way a follicle could fathom, until Moose's magnificent moustache was indeed even more a marvel to see. So when Moose came home empty-handed, what did all of the family do? They started gluing Moose's moustache. And what do you think they're going to make out of it? I think so too. Moose was just a few needles shy of being an evergreen tree. They strung Moose with lights from his head to his toes and draped him with tinsel beginning right with his nose.